Okay, moving on. Second person I wanted to talk about was Go That Funk. And there's the bells. All over France there's churches with bells, and they ring every quarter of an hour to interrupt your thoughts. Okay, if you hold a position that Go That Funk doesn't agree with, he will probably want to do a character assassination on you, and the way he goes about that is to dress you up as a clown, literally. He dresses himself up as a clown, and then he says that he's you. So imagine how well that would go down in a court of law. You know, you'd have the prosecuting attorney dressing up as a clown, dancing backwards and forwards in front of the jury, saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm the defendant." This is how Go That Funk does his videos. While he's dressed up as you, let's say you wanted to do a character assassination of Thunderfoot. Okay, so what he would do, he would change a couple of letters in the name of Thunderfoot to something like Thunder Poop. Stroke of genius, right? Okay, and then as Thunder Poop, he will then confess to all the most evil crimes in the world, and anything you can imagine. He doesn't provide any evidence for what he's doing. You know, he just says, "Yes, I agree that I want to, let's say, kill all the Jews in the world. I confess to that." You know, he's behaving, he's acting as though he's you. This is what he's saying. Now, the reason he changes your name is that if you complain to him and say, "Hey, you can't say those things about me, you just made all that stuff up, none of that is true," he'll say, "Hang on a minute, what are you talking about? I'm talking about Thunder Poop. I'm not talking about you, so I'm sorry, but you haven't got a leg to stand on." This is the atheist way of going about things. I know not all atheists are like this. I know there's some reasonable, decent people out there who do things in a straightforward manner. You know, they're willing to discuss and have a rational discussion, but the majority of atheists, I think, are represented by people like Go That Funk and FVR and Phil Hellings, who I'm going to come to. Now, these behaviours, again, it's evil, isn't it? Dressing people up as clowns, changing their name, making them confess to various crimes without providing any evidence. Same thing that FVR does. It's evil, and it doesn't come out of rationality at all. It doesn't come out of reason. It doesn't come out of conscience. It comes out of emotion, emotional reaction. Of course, these same people will try to excuse what they do by saying, "Oh, I did that because I was emotional." But that's not an excuse. It's like saying, "I was irrational because I was irrational." That's not an excuse. Okay, Phil Hellings is a person who blocks people from his channel who've never made a comment on his channel, and he does this. He explains, he made a video about trolls. It was quite a while back. I can't remember exactly what it was, but in that video he explains how he believes that these people who he calls trolls are subhuman. Now, I remember seeing the video at the time, and to my mind I was just thinking, well, here's just another terrible video by a YouTube atheist, badly thought out, not thought out at all, but I'd already seen a few that day, and so I'd had enough. I didn't think any more about it until I found out that that video was meant to be about me. Not just me, of course, but me and all of the other people in the group that Phil Hellings calls subhuman. So the statements he made in that video were meant to refer to me and the other subhumans. One of the things he says in that video is that the subhumans speak the opposite of the truth. Now, that's a pretty extreme statement to make. And again, just like the other two I just mentioned, he doesn't feel the need to provide any evidence to back up his assertions. Not even a skerrick of evidence. Because he just thinks he is right. He knows what is absolutely true, he believes. So if someone says somebody disagrees with him, then that person must necessarily be going against the truth. If they're going against the truth, they must be subhuman, which is his word. Another thing he says about me is that I am anonymous. Now, so not only do I go against the truth, but now he tells me that I'm anonymous. Here I am, Kevin Solway. I use my real name on the internet. Ever since the early days of the internet, many years ago, I've always used my real name. I was one of the first people to write commercially successful shareware, and I released that shareware under my own personal name, Kevin Solway, not a company name like most people did, because I don't believe in anonymity. I believe that a person should be responsible for whatever they do, and that's what I do. Every word I say on YouTube, either in video or in the comments, I personally stand behind it. I'm not joking when I say the things I do. I'm absolutely dead serious, and I'm prepared to back up everything that I say. If you don't agree with something I say, then make an argument against it. But don't just say, oh, that's the opposite of the truth. That's not an argument. It's not a rational argument, and that's what I'm coming back to again, is that it's not rational to behave in that manner. It's emotional. It's an emotional reaction. If I was truly anonymous, then someone like FVR accusing me of wanting to be a cult leader wouldn't be dangerous to me. I mean, there could be some crazy person out there who hates cult leaders, and he wants to go and kill people who want to become cult leaders. So if he believes a word FVR says, then he could quite easily come to my place and kill me. So where's my anonymity there? So Phil Hellings, you're the one who's speaking rubbish. It's actually dangerous to say that people on YouTube are anonymous, because they're not. Especially if they use their real name and they show their real face. I mean, even in every 2 or 3 weeks, I have people from the internet actually staying in my house. So there's no anonymity there. Okay, so I think I've made my point that atheists have emotions. The fact that they don't believe in God doesn't mean they're more rational than people who do believe in a God, because there are countless gods, irrational beliefs that atheists do believe in. Call them anger, hatred, love, passion, lust, you name it. All of those things are gods, and the majority of atheists, not all of them, worship those things. I think that'll do it.